Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out.
Let me guess, it's Raikkonen. Oh, nope, it's the other Ferrari. Interesting. Hello everybody, welcome to Formula 1 2017 for the United States Grand Prix at COTA. The rivalry thing is pretty much null and void at this point. We won't finish that by the end of the season. We need to move into the US Grand Prix and hope for a better day than we had at Suzuka, even though, honestly, we really did make the best of our situation there in Japan. We really need to perform well today at COTA for our 50% race of the week. Let's listen to our voicemail for our qualifying
Hi,
goal.
Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
Here's what to expect. 8th place, as per the norm, pretty much. It's either 8th or 9th. Hoping for top 4 today for qualifying, if things can go somewhat to plan. There's good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. The good news is, car's pretty good here. The bad news is, going to apparently rain in only Q2. It's supposed to be dry for Q1 and Q3. That's a perspective forecast. The good news is, we still have a good engine to put into the car for today, and I used bad parts for practice to try and save our time on engine. Bad news is, I didn't take the opportunity of qualifying last at Suzuka and using that last place qualifying to take an additional engine for the rest of our season. So more than likely, we will have one more ICE change. I'm good on everything else, basically. But one more ICE change is in order, most likely. So that'll be a 10-place penalty somewhere. Good news. I need some more good news. The good news is we're still the points leader. So let's go qualify.
We don't think you'll have any trouble getting into the next session, so don't push too hard.
Yes, sir. All right, now the rain has changed. It's oh, it's shoot. I gotta be on track right now. Go, 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 go. The rain's coming. Okay. Well, that's good. Maybe we can get a... Oh, it's already started to sprinkle. Well, we still have to get the most out of the car and track here, because the track's only going to get slower. Slicks are still going to be the right tire for a good bit here. What I have to hope is that no hang-ups cause us major issues. If we do have hang-ups, I need to do better at dealing with them. Okay, and we need to hope that it dries out by like Q2. And we can just breeze through Q1 here if it's going to be changing conditions, as it seems like it is. It's pretty dry right now. Oop, double shift. Not a big deal. Cars are so torquey. Okay, a little bit of less grip there in turn 1. But if you have a little bit of a wide apex in turn 1, you can pretty much make up for it by having a fast exit. Oh, buddy, there is actually a lot less grip out here than I expected there to be. It's much slipperier than expected. I thought I was going to be out here on basically a dry track, but it is not that at all. Alright, Hulkenberg's put in a lap. I mean, the good news is it's only going to get worse and worse, and there's people that are out behind us making their first laps. I think we should be in pretty decent shape here. If not, COTA is a track where, unlike Suzuka, starting further back in the field I don't feel like is a huge penalty here. And I do think that I am a better racer here than I am a qualifier. This is just one of those tracks, yeah, it's getting real wet down here, that I tend to be able to make up a lot of places in the race, and I tend to have a generally pretty good strategy for the races here, but I don't have a lot of one-lap pace. Whoever that is in front of me is significantly slower and struggling, so that's a good sign. Alright, we did a 1:44.
You moved into P6 with that last lap?
But so few people have gone out on track that I don't think we're in any danger at this juncture. Yeah, I'll sit on that lap and see how it shapes up. I think we'll be fine. As I suspected, nobody was able to go out and do faster laps. Hamilton got one lap out in the dry. Hulkenberg got a lap out in the dry. A couple of people did, but very few. I think we were right into the changeover period, so anybody... Oh, Massa. Massa, unfortunately, gets caught out. Alonso, Perez, Verstappen, a lot of fast cars in the back of the pack today. Vettel nearly getting knocked out in Q1. That would have been a great thing for us. Oh, there's other good news. The Mercedes seemed to be the faster car here. At least in practice, the Mercedes was much faster, or at least consistently faster than the Ferraris, so that could be good news for us. Alright, let's go to Q2 and see what the weather's doing. It is still drizzling. What does it look like? Oh, it's only going to get heavier, so we need to get out there soon. I would love to see more of the forecast, but I think it's going to be a rain out for the rest of the day. It looks that way. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get on track then, and do a lap here on intermediates before it starts to really rain. Try to do my best.
Quiet right now. Let's get out on track while it's clear.
Will do, and hopefully the same situation happens here, where we get our lap in before the track gets real bad, and some people only get laps in when it really starts to downpour. That would be an ideal situation. This is not an easy track to drive in the rain, though. I am using a fairly high downforce setup here, more so than usual, because I was kind of having issues with back-end stability with the car, so I decided to go for a safer, higher downforce setup. That might help us right now. The brakes are an issue, though. I don't think I have the pressures right. I might have too much brake pressure in it for the rain, which is not something I can change now, unfortunately. There is literally nobody else on track. So I'm going to be out here to skateboard around my own time. I'm just going to once again hope that being the person to go out there and try a lap on inners, I'll be the only one to do it and have a decent time kind of by default. So I do think this is a track approaching wet territory. Alright, we got some basic times in at least, I can compare. I might have to do a couple laps here though. More than anything, I gotta figure out my braking zones. It's a lot different than I was expecting. The braking zones at COTA are so knife edge in the dry that in the wet, this place just becomes a nightmare. I missed my split time. Still a lot of people that haven't gone out. I don't know if they're waiting for it to maybe get better. My understanding of the forecast was that was pretty unlikely. Okay, we did the fastest lap so far.
Well done.
I just said that, Jeff. I'm going to compare my Sector 1 time and see if I do have some room to improve. Looks like I probably do. I don't see any reason not to, unless it really falls apart by the end of the lap. It is getting wetter and wetter, so this may be fruitless. Yeah, that was actually slower, even though our turn one was much better. Yeah, making up time where I made mistakes on the first lap. But on the average, I think it's slower. I think the track is getting wetter. Delta's just making huge swings.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
Yeah, I do think the track's only going to get worse. still locked him up down into here. Not as bad. Bad lockup. And a weird spot for it. Back to the gas. The game's running pretty good though. Knock on wood. No hang up. Okay. Yep, I literally jinxed it. Wow. I will never speak again. Okay, I have to speak again. It's kind of my job. Alright, it was a better lap. And I think that's actually pretty much all the fuel I have, so okay, we'll see what that does. I don't think the track's gonna get better though. People waited till the very last second to go out. They did start going out on wets. We are 6th. Ferraris both and the Mercedes both have made it through, so no major kerfuffles there. I mean, really, to be in the top 10 is good enough, especially at COTA. Plenty of opportunity here, so we'll go to Q3 and see what happens. We are still on wets. Let's look at our forecast. Heavy rain continues this whole session. Alright. Well, I guess... Oh, it's supposed to get a little bit drier right at the end. It's a 12-minute session, and 15 minutes is when the rain's supposed to let up. So I may go out and do a run now, and then try one at the very, very end. So let's go ahead and do that. I am no good when it comes to full wets, so I think I will definitely need to do 2 runs, and if the rain's going to let up any, we need to try and take advantage of that at the end. Let's see how we can do. And hopefully the game cooperates. I'm sure it won't, but if it doesn't, I need to do my best to work around it. For the record, that's not the only issue I have with the game. For those that have just joined, maybe this season, I also have cases where I spend about 20 minutes starting it and restarting the game as it just crashes to desktop as soon as I enter the track. Like it says, welcome to... And then it just goes straight to the desktop. And it's always done it at the classic car events, like the retro events. Those have always been real frustrating because I have to restart them many, many times. And that's apparently a pretty common bug that has no answer. Versus the other 5 Formula 1 games I've played on the Codemasters platform. Never had problems like this. I've had problems, but not to this degree. This is really kind of just a throwaway lap. Just something to compare with later. It doesn't feel as bad as I expected. I think the track was darn near wets in Q2. Because it really doesn't feel that much worse now, being out here on wets, on a wetter track. Okay, you can see it's starting to clear up. I think the rain's going to let up by the end of the session. Whether it goes inters or not, I don't know. That will be the interesting thing to watch. Alright, and we've done a 54, which isn't great, but it's a time.
Last lap moved you into P4.
Much slower than the Ferrari. Now, there's not a lot of time to mess around here. Let's see, it's about a 2-minute lap, so I need to go out with at least 2.5 minutes left in the session, I would say. Probably close to 3.
So far, our fastest lap is a
I
1:54.2.
don't think it's going to change over to inners, but it is definitely drying. Oh, they're saying it has switched over to inners. I'm glad I looked. I'm going to keep watching this. 4 minutes to go. 2.4 seconds. 2.5 seconds. So yeah, we're definitely going to go inners. And we need to wait until the last available second to go out on track.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
Thanks, Jeff. You're a little bit late there. Alright, it's going to be an all or nothing lap here. You're going to have one lap on inners to try and set the fastest time we can, basically. Everybody's going to go out on inners here for one last run, so we don't have any advantage tire-wise, which is unfortunate. I'm going to cross the line without 35 seconds.
Looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Wait, we almost missed the rain. Okay. This is a little bit wetter than the track we were dealing with on inners before. But I do think the dry line's starting to get pretty defined. It's a little wide, but I've done that pretty much every lap on inners. There's session over. It's going to be one of those deals where every car crossing the line is setting their qualifying time, basically. I don't know where I am in that lineup. Yeah, I got it turned in alright for the hairpin, or the first hairpin anyway, the acute. We're going to go for some dirt rally terms. Okay, I don't feel amazing about it so far. Now I really don't feel amazing, although they're getting their laps in now. And I'm getting my laps in later. But my delta is not 4 seconds a lap faster than previous, which is what they're doing. I think we're going to be 10th, honestly. That's what it's feeling like. Up. We're not going to pick up another second in the last turn, especially with stuff like that. P10, most likely.
We're very happy with our position. Well done.
What? What?
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Bottas, Hamilton and a Williams. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
What? The Ferraris didn't get a time on inners. I had it in my head. Once I saw Bottas and Hamilton do 50s, I had it in my hand that everybody in the field was going to be in the 50s. And somehow they weren't. I guess they didn't time the rain right. They didn't time the tire strategy right. We have been gifted, sort of, a third place qualifying result. I am very happy with that. Probably some of the best wet weather stuff, rain driving, whatever. I'm excited, alright? Shut up. Go.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and a Williams
snap.
Alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have
That actually
Ricciardo,
doesn't help us.
Vettel, Kevin Magnussen, and Raikkonen, Grosjean, Sainz, Hulkenberg, and Daniel Kvyat. Van Dorn,
Yeah.
Hamilton,
Hamilton with
Jolyon
a penalty.
Palmer, and Wehrlein, Ericsson, Massa.
Huh.
Okay, you've qualified higher than we expected, so let's try to build on this position throughout the race.
I would say so. They're going for a one-stop strategy. I was doing pretty decent on tires. A little bit over-expected, but not dramatically so. Fuel-wise, we have an excess to begin with, so we don't have to take too much at all there. And cloudy all day. Nothing really to think about here. I do like that we have the inside lane going up to turn 1. We'll see what comes of that. Our main goal is to finish in front of the red cars, though. Let's go. Decent getaway. I don't know if we're we're going to be able to get up to Bottas. I'd really love to try this turn 1 move. I'm mostly worried about what Vettel's going to do behind me. Oh wow, I thought for sure he would be my outside. No, we cleared. We cleared handily. Cool. Alright. Well, that's very good news for us. That was the advantage of getting the inside. We can thank Hamilton for having engine issues or whatever happened there. Definitely some kind of penalty. Now, I do think the Mercedes is a little faster than I am here, so should Bottas come up and try to pass us, I'd probably be pretty game to just let him go and pace him for the rest of the race, or at least for a while. Depends on how easy. Depends on how close the field is. Sector 1 is generally my best here, and I think that's because I have so much aero on the car. You know, I'm running a lot more downforce than is probably recommended. Helps us in Sector 1, but hurts us everywhere else. I have such a hard time spotting this first turn. I guarantee you, at some point in this race, I will run wide there or cut it too close and clip the pylon. This is where the car really pulls. Then once it slows down here, I lose it. I know I got called out last season for using too much of that curb. But I figure somebody nitpicking to that degree probably doesn't even watch anymore, so I'm going to keep using it. Suck it. How much fuel do I have? 3.7 laps. A bunch. Okay, so I have defending fuel at least. Or maybe later in the race, attacking fuel. I've talked about this at length, probably every time we've been at COTA. I hate it when a track is made with nothing but runoff, nothing but curb, so much area to go, and then they nitpick where the drivers can go, what part of the track you can use. If you would design a track effectively, in my opinion, that would never be a topic of discussion.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
I'm trying. Nearly ran wide, but I managed to get it turned in. See, I'm using a pretty low brake bias, but I still always have issues with locking fronts here. Especially on the newer tires, that's where this car is best. I suppose that's the correct line through there. Feels pretty good. Overall, I feel better and better here every time we run it. The first few times at COTA, it was pretty high up my worst tracks list. It's still not my best, but I feel like I've gotten more and more comfortable with it with time. I'm having somebody front brake. Lock up issues. I've taken pressure out. I took bias back. Guess I do have fuel on board now. Playing a factor. I like the fact there's no Ferraris in the top 3 yet, but I think it's still a pretty close pack. do think all the drag development, I did a big push towards low drag on the research tree. I do think that has helped us over the course of the season with battling the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Even though they might have a better chassis than us and pretty equal engines, our ability to have straightaway speed but still be pretty close in the turns has been very advantageous. It's probably my favorite part of the whole research tree process, is being able to individually select parts of the car to be better. So even though, sure, all the cars are developing, the Red Bull, the Mercedes, the Ferrari, they've all gotten faster over the few seasons we've done. But they've gotten faster in different ways. And I was able to do something unique with our build, and that's cool. I like that. Real cool. Cool, just like my office today, because we had a big storm. Thanks, storms. Nature's AC. When you live in an attic. Focus on my lines through here. Since this is where our car is the best, I need to be making the most use of it. I feel like I am kind of bottlenecking the field a bit right now. But that's okay. I feel like Bottas is probably going to try and undercut us. The pit stop's going to change the field's shape quite a bit. Some of this fuel, at least burn it off, make the car lighter. I didn't expect to be in the lead. Was, I wonder if someone just changed position behind us. A bit wide. That happens over the run, though. That never-ending right-hander starts to turn into more turns. Boy, there is a big group at the front here, and then a huge gap. I'm surprised how close Ricardo's staying to old Bottas. Not what I expected. I really need to find a better place for the fuel mix. Really what I need to do is build myself a button box and stop using the H-pattern shifter for it. I like the concept that Logitech put into that, using the shifter for a button box. The problem is the actual shifter, the shift knob, blocks the ability to make your hand reach the buttons. So it doesn't work perfectly, the dual-purpose device. That was messy. Lost the nose a bit there. Remember exactly where our pit stop was. This is a pretty long race. hard to believe you do this track in a minute 39. It feels so much longer than that. And definitely starting to lose the front tires. That got pretty messy right there. I think that's partially because I'm running a setup that has more rear downforce than front. I don't think I've run that ever on this car, but I decided to go for it here. Get off the curb. Yeah, they just don't have the legs to pass me on the straightaways. That's gotta be infuriating for them. They're not changing position behind us, which tells me I'm not holding them up too much. We're running kind of lockstep. And then there's certain places on track where we run a bit faster than them. It's an ebb and flow. That second 3 was pretty nice. Seems like Bottas kind of broke away from Ricardo a bit. Go. Back it down a little bit sooner through there. Oh wow, nice to set up purple, thanks to probably the fuel burning off. And it was just a very good smooth line through there. Very nice. Just bit my lip. Ow. No blood, we're good. Think I don't take this seriously? I take it seriously. Lip-bitingly serious. Nice and smooth. I think I'm doing pretty good on tire management. That's, like I said, I thought we were doing better this season than previous. This has been one of those tracks where I fight having too much tire wear. Still so much fuel. Honestly, just hard to remember to hit rich in bursts like that. Sixth, let it coast. And a fifth. Back to the gas. That's good, but decent. Should be good. A little bit coming up right there. Oh, Vettel has gotten around Ricardo. Of action happening behind us. They're going to battle it out now. Defective fuel mode changing. Vettel got around him. Seems like the Ferrari is still a better race car. Maybe it's easier on the tires. Just mirroring the 2018 season pretty effectively. Oh wow, Vettel is flying right now.
Approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
going to make a move right there, but he didn't. Bottas even fell back quite a bit. But Vettel is on the move. I talked about this a bit. Okay, this is all about not losing too much. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What happened? Camera? Too late of a move, or me not paying attention? Boy, that's a tough call. Like, hold on, let's change. Can I inch forward? I mean, yeah, I'm wide. But I'm trying to get back to my racing line. He was so far back, that's why I didn't expect him to make that move. Oh, he took off a piece of then Bottas's nose. I don't think Vettel ended up with any damage. I guess at the end of the day, that's gonna have to be my mistake. I just had no idea, and really no way of knowing he was there. Because he was way out of mirror range, if I could even see them. Ugh. I'm wide, I'm off apex, but I've got to get back to the left side of the track, so I drove right into him. The fact that he drove into Bottas then is his own deal. I don't know. I don't know. If I had held my line to the right, I would have been fine, but I would have missed that next turn. Like, there's no way I was going to make that turn from there. I just obviously had no idea that he was coming. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to chalk that up to my own mistake. I ran wide and ran into him as he was making a late move there. I still think this race is recoverable, though. We're within striking distance. I knew he was charging. I knew he was ready to go.
We're 3 laps over target on fuel. Let's start burning it off, please.
I just didn't anticipate that was somewhere he would try to make a move. That's a failure on my own degree. Now to try and refocus. There goes probably Bottas with the damage. And I don't think Vettel had damage, but he may.
Gap to car in front is 3.6 seconds.
We got a lot of fuel to use. Let's use it. Now to try and refocus. I did spin the rears up quite a bit. I don't think it's too bad. Gosh, it's really just kind of the line that I take through there. I suppose it's just one of those cases where me and the AI disagree on the racing line. It's still my responsibility. I feel terrible, but I still have time to try and make up for my mistake. We'll try. hyper-focused. I'll tell you what. It scared the crap out of me. Like, you could tell I had no idea he was there or that was going to happen. Because it legitimately frightened me.
Window is now open.
Hitting this lap. Make sure we're getting everything out of Sector 1 here. If nothing else, we need to try to be podium and get Ricardo back. You'll probably see me being even more aggressive over these curves. Trying to claw our way back. One thing I did do pretty right was my recovery. I managed to get the thing pointed back around the right way very fast. I'm really surprised to me, nor really Vettel took any damage there. I wouldn't have expected that. It was a pretty solid hit. I guess it was in just the right place on the cars. Ferraris is going to have to go an additional lap. It'll probably be Raikkonen, if I had to guess, which would be good for us. Assuming our car is fast enough to undertake. Might have been both of them. That is a difficult pit road to hit. No, one of them pit, probably Vettel. I would love if I could hold him. No, not even that close. He really lost virtually no time in that ordeal.
Complete, go now.
Alright, we're still pretty close. We might be a little closer. Let's see what we can do with,
Look after these tyres now.
see what we can
finish
do
the
with
race on this compound.
Raikkonen, though. Hate the way they dump you up. Who's that? Bodas? Did he really get out in front of us despite taking a front wing, or did he not take a front wing? That would be surprising. No, it's Massa. Didn't he start like last? Where are you in the field, Massa? He's third. How in the hell is that possible? What kind of magical start did he have? It's our first DRS of the race. Well, this is actually really helping us versus Raikkonen. I want to really abuse these tires. We do have to go pretty far on them, but not ridiculously far. I think it was stating that we would run these further down than we ran the Supers.
Felipe in the pits. Felipe has pitted.
Oh, he got DRS. Oh, that's okay. Oh, there's Raikkonen. Boy, I thought we would have a much better undercut on him. That didn't play out at all like I expected. Boatman's just behind us on Ultras, so he really changed strategy. Well, it may be the case that a podium's the best we can do out of this. This should be an easy pass. And through. a little late on the brakes. For as much speed as we had, anyway. Seems like the Ferraris have me covered here, considering how fast Vettel was closing, regardless of the incident. That may be our race.
The car ahead has come in and fitted the soft tyre.
I noticed that. Tires are only going to be one lap older than his, but that's still one lap. Doesn't put us in the best position.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.6 seconds.
Closer than I thought it was, to be honest. Let's very smartly use our fuel. Divvy it out. How do you feel about the instant replay, by the way? Something I just kind of noticed over time that I could do, since I hate the replay system so much. If I can manage to, in a safe-ish place, hit the instant replay button, we can review what happened moment of incident rather than trying to find it at the end. But does it break up the rhythm of the race too much is what I'm worried about. We're losing time to Rackett, and that is nothing but a dream. Somebody took out the pylon. Could have been me. Oh, easy. There's not a lot of grip over there in the red stuff. What's lovely is we have 2 of these tracks next season with Paul Ricard joining. That one's even worse than this one for being a sea of pavement. I don't think that really gained us too much. It's going to be a frustrating end of the race here. Just lockstepping those 2. Well, honestly, it looks to me like Rakkonen's closing on Vettel. Makes me wonder if Vettel didn't take a little winglet damage or something. I would imagine he would have, but it is a video game. That was a sporty lap.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Trying to put myself in his shoes in that situation. Yeah, I can't get past an incident, right? I think I would have been equally upset. But I think I would have been pretty sure of, you know, well, that was my side of the track. He came across my nose. But in the same time, I don't know that I would have been trying to stick my nose in there either. It's a tough call. Racing incident is what I'm going to call it. You're gonna go toe-to-toe with the Giants. Be prepared to have your toes stepped on. We got a little stepped on today. Yeah, Vettel is definitely hurting. We're not closing at all to Raikkonen, but we're closing to Vettel significantly. What we need is those two to really duke it out. No team orders. I think Raikkonen will get around here. More than likely. It did help me catch Raikkonen too, but once he gets around, it's going to be more of a game over situation for getting him. Oh yeah, there he goes. He did it cleanly. So now the question is, can we get Vettel? Jeff, this might be a surprise to you, but I'm right behind them.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
This season has not been kind to him. Yeah, Raikkonen's the one running away now. I think Vettel had an issue.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They're slowing down.
Oh, what?
It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
This season, I told you.
Okay, clear.
You know what they say? They run their best right before they blow up. Apparently that was the case, because Raikkonen was freaking flying. I thought Vettel was having an issue, he was so slow. Oh, he's still real slow. I wonder if he's not having an issue yet. It seems like he's having some kind of chassis issue or something. Arrow. Easy cone.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
Okay. This isn't a huge deal. It does help us save some tire if I don't lock them up, that is. I just gotta try not to get any VSC penalties here.
Drop your speed.
Couldn't take it. Raikkonen couldn't get off track or something.
Slow your pace immediately.
I just don't want this to be the case where we lose time to Vettel. But it is nice that we get to take a breather on these tires and fuel. I still have fuel to fight.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
He just took off. Oh, okay, that was a little close. I definitely lost time in the VSC there. Probably half a second. This car was hurting regardless. So in theory we'll still be able to run him down if I just run some good smart laps. Yellow flag up here too. Oh, Raikkonen's still limping around the track. Why are you doing this? You're going to cause a calamity. And it better not be with me. I'm going to be upset. I am out of sorts now. Out of sorts and nearly out of shorts.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
Yeah. I knew I would end up having to take an additional engine penalty. Thanks to my mistake there last week. And I'm being real hard on it here. Rich mix for nearly the entire Grand Prix. I want this win more than any other. He is certainly struggling in the handling department. He's still got the speed. Seems like he's lost the handle. This might be our move here. Well, we cooked it a bit. Got a decent exit and still in the draft. Don't mind if I do. He tried the over-under, but this is a right-hand turn, so we get it back. Feels like we should be able to drive away now, because he was struggling so much. Yeah, we already pulled 8 cents. This place makes me so nervous because there is so much room. There is so many different driving lines. And that same thing that happened to us can happen in a ton of places around the track. Like I run wide and then swoop in here. There's a lot of places where that happens where
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
you can just take a very different line to try and have a better exit. So those two lines converge somewhere. Someday I'll have a triple monitor set up like a real boy. Maybe 2025. Well, he is not going away. Now that I've gotten down to the standard mix, especially. It's easier to follow here than lead. I think our car is still overall better. And you see how it pulls him there. For the arrow. Whoa, Cone Dodger! What are you doing? I committed to turning in there. I was sure as hell not going to try and correct it. Snapped around so fast. So fast. Wouldn't be a COTA race if I didn't have at least one warning for exceeding track limits. Of all the races to have a 50% race, this is one of the most challenging. This is a very physical and mentally exhausting track. Here he comes. He actually pulled back in line. Didn't think he could clear, I guess. He's like, had this guy come across my nose once already today. Not gonna make it twice. We are in a yellow flag zone. What?
Okay, the
You're
incident has been
kidding
cleared.
me.
Let's get back up to racing speed.
I knew we were in a yellow flag zone. I didn't realize he was the yellow flag. This has been a roller coaster of emotions. That really sucks. I thought we were going to have a good scrap to the end there. Well, now it's me and Ricardo. Ricardo's pretty far back. And then Bottas on better tires, who's really far back. So in this race, Hamilton, Raikkonen, and Vettel all DNF'd. What has gone on with the failure RNG in this season? Is everybody just pushing their engines way beyond the limits? Because Ferrari has taken very few penalties this season. I've not seen them drop back in the grid nearly at all.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I don't know if it really works that way or not. Maybe. But certainly something has gone weird. I'm gonna chill now, and honestly, this may be a turning point of the season for us too. It's not said and done, but that's going to be more than one race distance of points over the two of them. The wild and wacky turns of Formula One. I mean, that is part of the interest. Part of what makes Formula One Formula One. And we talked about it on whether we should be subjected to RNG failures or not. I liked the compromise. Somebody suggested a compromise where basically at the start of the race you're given a spec sheet on how risky your setup is, you know, how prone to failures are your parts. If you want to take a chance, take no penalties, but you know, there's a 40% chance you might not finish the race, or you could start from the front, or with starting from the front, or you could take a penalty and have a, you know, 90% chance of finishing the race. I like that system. I like that proposal. I would certainly like, I know it's too late now, they've already finished their game, and frankly Codemasters doesn't give a shit what I have to say, but I would really like to see, wait. I beg your pardon. Raikkonen had a flat, I guess? Because he's back on track setting fast lap. Okay, so maybe he's still in the points. No, he was limping around the track. There's no way. What I was going to say is, I'd love to see them change the Jeff and Chris dynamic, and what's her face, whoever their PR lady is. I'd like to see that change into one single meeting before the race where they go over all the strategy with you. Because as of now, it feels basically like I am a one-man team, whereas Formula One is very much so a team sport. But as of now, it feels like I make all of the decisions on the team, and they just present me with the data. I would love to see it where before each race weekend, you sat down and you had a meeting with everybody on here's what the numbers look like for this weekend. here's what I would suggest you might want to do. You know, hey, we qualified pretty bad here today. We should consider taking a penalty here for our engine, you know, whatever, take all new parts. That's the kind of stuff I wish they were in the game for, instead of just, hey, here's the numbers on that thing you wanted to know about, or that thing you made a decision on. That's just not nearly as rewarding an experience. So that would be cool. And then in that you could wrap in something like that, like, hey, we looked over the car for the weekend. We think there's a 30% chance you might have a parts failure this weekend if we don't change so-and-so part. What do you think? It's still going to be a little tedious, but currently it's broken up into about a dozen different screens that you have to navigate through to get to every weekend. And then all of those screens exist for every phase of the weekend. So after the race, pre-race, practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, Q1, Q2, Q3, and race is where all of those menus are displayed. You could slim that down into a meeting before the race weekend and right before the race. I think that would be a much more enjoyable experience. We'll see. I have a feeling it's going the other way in the next game, because it seems like they just added a new character that brings you more random data that you have to interpret yourself.
This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap of the race. What a weird one it's been. Can't wait to read the rabble about the incident.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
I guess at the end of the day it didn't matter, oddly. I thought that was going to be the defining moment of the race, but at the end of the day it's kind of just a talking point. The only person's race that kind of ruined was Bottas, and he's still sitting third. I really don't want to try and lap these Albers. I'm kind of even backing up a little bit. Just keeping pace with Ricardo so that I don't have to. We've had too many blue flag incidents already this season. Seems like we'll be good though. Yeah, plenty of gap. Take it easy through the never-ending right. Lift a lot for the lefts. And basically, coast it to the line here for a wild, wild COTA victory.
Fantastic drive, just fantastic. You deserve that race win.
I guess. I don't know.
So, another fantastic victory for Williams today.
Wow, a new message.
And oh, here they are now. I always love seeing the independent teams do well. Williams have a long and storied history with F1, and I'm delighted to see them on the top step of the podium.
What, no cowboy
So
hats?
it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
Wow.
Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. Now then, Anthony Davidson,
Massive.
who was your driver of the day?
Felipe Massa. For me, that was an outstanding performance that drew on every bit of his
getting
not
closer.
unsubstantial experience.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team
Oh, nice.
to move themselves
Fifth place.
further up the
Haas at,
table.
COTA.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Well, there you have it. Our biggest points lead of the season, thanks to a double failure. Well, not really failure. Where did Rackett end up finishing? Deep down the field. Yeah, a lap down. Took the fastest lap of the day, but a lap down. Crazy. Yeah, very good points day. What a drive from our teammate, though. 4th place from 16th. Very impressive. Really showing just how good our car was here. I don't have too much else to say, but, well, I hope you enjoyed. It was pretty weird and wacky, and I guess we'll see you next week. Thanks as always for watching, and thumbs up for possibly causing accidents. Where my beef?